What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So it's currently about 7:20 in the morning today. Just got done eating breakfast. Gonna be going to the field here soon. We have a friendly today at like just normal practice time at 9 a.m. So I'll show you guys some of that as much as I can, just kind of take you guys throughout my day. If it looks like I'm in a different place than usual, that's because I'm staying down in the villages this week at my grandparents' camper. So living kind of that bachelor life by myself and like a camper, but it's really nice. It's in a nice place. I enjoy it, but I'm going to be taking you guys along with me throughout the day. I'm also going to be talking to you guys about how you can sign a USL 2 contract. I have a ton of people ask me that all the time. It's pretty simple, but I'll kind of tell you guys everything in depth a little bit later. But let's go ahead, hop into the intro, and then we're going to get the day started. All right, just finished with the friendly. We won 3-1, pretty good game. I played for about 10-15 minutes. Actually played right back, like I said in one of my previous videos. I've kind of moved from striker to right back this season. Not too sure how I feel about it still. I think I much prefer playing forward, but whatever gets me on the field is what I'll play. So pretty good win today, good. It was hot, so gonna go home, gonna eat now. And then we're gonna get into the main topic of the video.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
All right, so I'm gonna list off the 4 different ways I think is best to sign a USL 2 contract. And I'm gonna list off from best to worst, kind of like the best case scenario down to pretty much like your last resort type option. So we're gonna go ahead and start with number 1. So number 1 for me, I believe the best way is just to try out for teams. Follow them on Instagram, look up different teams that are having tryouts. And with USL 2, you don't necessarily have to just look for local teams because a lot of USL 2 teams house players, but it is always a better option, and I think is a easier way to get onto a team if you find a team that's local to where you don't have to take up a housing spot. We have a lot of players that come to the villages that are top class players, but we can only house so many players, so eventually they have to leave or they get cut because they're up to the standard, but we just have no more room in the house for players. So if you're a local player, it definitely will help your chances but definitely tryouts is the best way. It's easy to go to. You just go there, perform, talk to the coaches about what you're trying to do. And if you have a really good day, then it helps you get into the team a lot easier. And then from there, it's just usually training and working your way into the roster. And if you do all that, then it shouldn't be an issue. So if you go to a tryout, have a good day, then you should be able to at least even get invited into preseason or whatever and kind of take it from there. For me personally, I actually joined the Villages by attending a tryout in 2019. And then I just kept working my way up. I wasn't selected in 2019. Came back the following season for 2020, was selected and signed, but COVID shut everything down. So then my first official season with the Villages was 2021. And now obviously I'm back again here for the 2022 season. But all of that came from me just going to a tryout, playing somewhat well, and then I just talked to the coach. I told him what I was trying to do. He brought me in for preseason, and I was thankfully able to perform well enough to where I was able to stay on the roster for the rest of the season. Number 2 is to email teams and coaches in the league with your CV, which is your resume, and your highlight video. If you are playing, let's say college, let's say you're playing D1 for a very good program and you've had an amazing season, obviously you're going to be looked at a lot because your name is being thrown out there a ton. But if you send an email to a coach with your name, your resume, which is your CV, and your highlight video, then that will definitely be a good way to contact the team about coming in for either a trial for preseason, or if they know who you are, they've seen how you play, they really like you, they may go ahead and sign you before you even come to officially start practice. So if you've been anywhere where you're playing well, you have a good resume, then definitely try and email coaches and teams. Just beware. Teams get hundreds to thousands of emails from players from all over the country and all over the world asking to join the program. So it's definitely not the best route because so many players do it. But if you have a good reputation for yourself and you have a good CV and highlight video, then it definitely is going to better your odds of getting in with a team that way. But it's not the best option, but it's definitely a good option. A lot of players from the Villages, we scout that way as well, and a lot of the players that have signed for us have come in that way. So definitely tryouts is the best option because they can actually see you in person, talk to you, get to know you. But emailing teams and coaches isn't a bad way either. All right, number 3 is to contact any friends that you have that are playing with a USL 2 team. Just shoot them a DM, ask them, hey, I'm looking for a club to play with during the summer. Do you guys have any tryouts? If tryouts have already passed, then say, hey, can I come in for a trial? Can you get me in contact with your coach? Just so that way you can build a good connection. And sometimes they'll be like, yeah, we're actually looking for a right back. And if you're a right back, boom, it's a perfect fit. You can go in there, and if you perform well, you've made it to the team. And that's definitely a good way. I know a lot of players who just simply reach out to old teammates or friends that they have that are playing in the USL 2. They hit them up, say, hey, I need a place to play. They get them a trial or a tryout with the club, and boom, they've signed for the whole season. So that's definitely not a bad option either. Number 4, and it's kind of a last resort option, but I've done it myself and it actually worked, but it was during 2020, so COVID shut everything down, so it did end up falling through, but I went to the Villages anyway, so it ended up working out. But I think another good way is like a last resort option would be just to go on social media, find a team you're interested in playing for, hit them up in the DMs and be like, hey, I'm playing, for example, Royal Palms in the UPSL, and I'm looking for a USL 2 team to play with during the summer. Do you guys have any open tryouts, trials, or any type of opportunity for me to come into so that way I can perform and showcase my skills? And a lot of the times, especially if it's a smaller club with like not a big social media following, it'll be easier to get in the DMs that way. And then they'll be like, yeah, sure, we'll get you in contact with our coach. Here you go, or hey, we have tryouts on this date and that date, you should come, it's only $50 or whatever. And that's definitely a good way. I did that myself. I got in contact with the team. They were interested. They were like, yeah, you can come in for a trial. But like I said, 2020 kind of ended everything like that. So I know it can work. It's just kind of more of like a last resort option. But those are the top 4 ways to sign a USL 2 contract. It's not anything crazy. It's basically just trying to get connections, performing, like going to tryouts or getting a trial, just doing well, and then they should be able to offer you a contract. If all of your paperwork and everything's ready to go and you're eligible, then you should be set and ready to play for the summer. So like I said, it's nothing crazy. It's all just standard information, but really the biggest thing is just go try out, showcase yourself in person, talk to the coaches in person, let them get to know you as a person, know you as a player, and that's really going to be your best option to break into a team, in my opinion. That's what's worked for me to sign with the Villages here in the USL 2. So I'm just giving you guys my personal experience on everything, and from talking with a lot of players and a lot of my friends who are playing USL 2 now, it's honestly the best way to go. I've got nothing else really planned for the rest of the day. I just have church in the evening, dinner with my family, and that's going to be it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, a little bit more of an informational video, but also a little vlog mixed in there for you guys as well. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. I'm going to be dropping some more videos here soon, so if you guys aren't already subscribed, make sure you hit the subscribe button, like this video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.